Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. NBA fans, commentators, and analysts have already said that it would be very interesting to see stars LeBron James and Stephen Curry playing on the same team. The duo has had success in the Olympics and both LeBron and Curry want one more title before calling it a day. There are strong rumors that LeBron James will leave the Lakers to join Stephen Curry and his good friend Draymond Green on the Golden State Warriors, in an attempt to win their last championship. The Los Angeles Lakers would love for their 40-year-old superstar forward to return to the NBA next season and spend his 23rd campaign with the Lake Show. However, if the future Hall of Famer elects to complete another season, it would be foolish to rule out the possibility of the four-time NBA champion joining another franchise to end his career. CBS Sports' Ashley Nicole Moss believes LeBron James, who has a $52.6 million player option for the 2025-26 campaign, could join Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors this summer. "This is for the fans, this is for the NBA fans," Moss said Tuesday. "We finally get Steph and LeBron on the same team. We're going to throw KD, Kevin Durant, in the mix too. We're just going to have an all-star team. Yes, they're all of a certain age, but it's a team that in a perfect world, you wouldn't need anybody else on the roster, honestly. I mean, you'd probably need a couple of guys here or there because they're older and you want to give them some rest. These three could win a championship. I don't even care that it's the Western Conference, the three of these guys could easily win a championship together. It would be so much fun to watch for the fans. A James, Curry, and Durant trio would break the internet." The three aging stars have been adamant about winning another NBA title before retiring. What better way to make that happen than teaming up in the Bay for a short period and dominating the league? The three future Hall of Famers possess 10 combined championships, but winning one together would undoubtedly be an extraordinary accomplishment. Still, James' commitment to playing alongside his son, Bronny, and having a front-row seat to his NBA development in Los Angeles would likely prevent Moss' idea from coming to fruition. James contributed 25.4 points, 9.0 rebounds, and 5.6 assists per game in 5 postseason contests against the Minnesota Timberwolves, but his production didn't suffice. The Timberwolves exited Crypto.com Arena with a series-clinching 103-96 victory over the Lakers on April 30, keeping their season alive. Chances are, James will feel motivated to take another stab at securing a title with Luka Doncic and bond with his son if he feels like he has more left in the tank. LeBron could go to other teams too. LeBron James' former team emerges as potential landing spot if he leaves Lakers. It's long been assumed LeBron James would see out his career with the Los Angeles Lakers, but after crashing out of the first round of the playoffs for the second straight season, there have been rumors that the 21-time All-Star player might look for pastures anew. According to The Athletic's Jovan Buha and Sam Amick, who spoke to sources close to LeBron James and the Lakers, there's a chance that the power forward might move to a new team to add another championship to his name before retirement. James delivered a strong individual performance in the first round against the Minnesota Timberwolves, despite the team's eventual 5-game playoff exit. With an average of 40.8 minutes per game across the series, it was clear by the fourth quarter that James was feeling the weight of those minutes. The 40-year-old often seemed exhausted and lacked his usual spring. As rumors of an off-season move gained traction in the media, CBS Sports analyst Ashley Nicole Moss shared her thoughts on whether James could secure another championship with the Heat if he were to return. "They've, Heat, lost a lot, star players, in the past few years," Moss said. "Lost a lot of outside shooting. They lost Jimmy Butler. I think it'd be similar to the situation he's dealing with in LA right now. Yeah, you could pair him with a number 2 option. But everything else around him would still need to be functional and reliable. So again, this would be another nostalgic move. I don't think this would be a certified championship move for LeBron. James enjoyed great success during his 4 seasons with the Miami Heat. He won 2 championships there and reached the NBA Finals every year. Yet, as Moss noted, replicating that success would be difficult now. Lakers predicted to add 6'9" forward with enticing versatility. The Los Angeles Lakers weren't supposed to be thinking about the NBA draft this early. The team was expecting to go on a long playoff run, but lost in 5 games to the Minnesota Timberwolves in round 1. It's clear that the team has some holes that need to be filled before they are ready to contend for a championship. Those holes aren't likely to be filled in the draft, but the Lakers have proven they can find impact players outside of the first round. Los Angeles doesn't have their first pick until number 55 in the second round, so they'll have to wait a while before they can add a player. At that point, the team could look at a more experienced option. Jonathan Wasserman of Bleacher Report put together a 2-round NBA mock draft and projected them to select Nevada forward Kobe Sanders. Kobe Sanders was an easy standout at the Portsmouth Invitational, and now an invite to Chicago for elite camp seems likely, Wasserman wrote. A 6'9" 3-level shotmaker who averaged 4.5 assists should draw attention. He won't test well athletically, but he possesses a shoot-create-pass skill set that suggests enticing versatility. Underscore 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 underscore. Lakers have a lot of work to do. Even if the Lakers land Sanders in the draft, he's unlikely to have a role next season. Considering the team is filled with veteran talent, they can't afford to be patient. Next season could be LeBron James' last. Many thought the Lakers already had the pieces to contend for a championship this year, but that clearly wasn't the case. General Manager Rob Pelinka feels confident about one Lakers trio, but didn't have much to say about others. The level of confidence in Austin Reeves, LeBron James, and Luka Doncic is at an all-time high still, Pelinka said recently. So no change in how we feel about those 3 guys. Pelinka is expecting to make some big changes this offseason. We know we have a lot of work to do on the roster, and it will look different next year for sure, Pelinka said. J.J. Redick evaluating himself. J.J. Redick's first season as Lakers head coach was filled with more ups than downs, but the playoffs were concerning. He seemed outmatched by the much more experienced Chris Finch. That said, Redick is probably harder on himself than anybody else. He's confident he'll be better next year after some self-reflection this offseason. I'll use my own thoughts to evaluate myself, and I'll use what my players say and what my coaching staff says to evaluate. But I know I can be better, Redick said after the season ended. And I know I will get better. I don't necessarily take any satisfaction from how the year went. That's not to say I'm not proud of what the group was able to do, and how we were able to figure out things on the fly and put ourselves in a position to have home court in the first round. But there's always ways to get better. And I can get a lot better. Dorian Finney-Smith hasn't thought about player option. Dorian Finney-Smith was essential in helping turn around the Los Angeles Lakers during the 2024-25 season. While the Luka Doncic trade, for good reason, was the headliner, the Lakers saw their defense go from one of the worst in the league to firmly in the top half, and it can be directly tied to when they traded D'Angelo Russell and second-round picks to the Brooklyn Nets for Finney-Smith. His sharp defensive rotations, size, and three-point shooting brought an element to the Lakers that was sorely missed over the last few seasons. But the Lakers took a bit of a risk in trading for Finney-Smith, as he has a player option worth $15.4 million for the 2025-26 season. He can opt in and immediately be an expiring contract, or he can opt out and become an unrestricted free agent. The Lakers have his bird rights, meaning they aren't limited in re-signing him beyond wanting to avoid the second apron. But Finney-Smith could have a chance to test the market or sign an extension in LA. However, that's not something he's given much thought to yet. No, not really, Finney-Smith said when asked if he has thought about his future. I was just trying to get to the second round, man. I'll worry about that around the draft and summer league and all that stuff. Finney Smith seems to share in everyone's disappointment that the Lakers were unable to get out of the first round for the second straight year despite the improvements to the roster. But it also shows that Finney Smith is committed to what LA is building. Having just turned 32, Finney Smith may not have many more opportunities to land a big contract, though. So him testing the free agent market by declining his player option does make some sense. But the likeliest outcome of all this, on the surface, is the Lakers forward signing a new deal to remain with the team. Time will tell what ends up happening, but Finney Smith is a piece the Lakers can't afford to lose with the type of team they are trying to build. Luka Doncic expected to sign extension with Lakers this summer. One of the other major deals the Lakers are hoping to get done this offseason is a long-term extension for Luka Doncic. He becomes eligible to sign up to a 4-year max deal in early August. According to recent reports, Doncic is fully committed to the Lakers now, and the insider would be shocked if a contract extension wasn't agreed upon this offseason. Luka Doncic says he has a great bond with JJ Redick. In just a couple of months working together as Lakers, Luka Doncic and JJ Redick have already developed a partnership they can build upon for years to come. With Luka Doncic getting traded to the Lakers mid-season, there wasn't time to ease into things. Once he returned from his calf strain, he hit the ground running and managed to get the team to the 50-win mark, which guaranteed them a playoff spot and the third seed in the West. Luka accomplished this largely because he is a superstar All-NBA talent, but coaching also played a factor. JJ Redick got Luka up to speed with his system, and the two seem to have clicked quite well. During Luka's exit interview, he gave a glowing recommendation to the first-year head coach. Underscore 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 underscore. Latest video from SB Nation. The heart-stopping final seconds of Carmelo Anthony's freshman title run need a deep rewind. Underscore 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 underscore. I think he's a hell of a coach, Doncic said. Not many coaches do the stuff he did in his first year, his rookie year. So I'm really glad I got coached by him these couple of months. I feel sometimes like I'm back in Europe a little bit, so I love it. We have a great bond, so it's been nothing but amazing with him as a coach. Luka grew up playing all over Europe, and if getting coached by Redick reminds him of those years, then that's a good sign. While the kinship with Redick as player and coach is still developing, they've had a friendship prior to this partnership. They played together during the 2020-21 season in Dallas, and when Redick was podcasting, Luka appeared on his show. A person like Luka isn't willingly doing non-required media work for someone they don't like. In his exit interview, Redick discussed the connection he already has with his superstar. I think that bond that was already there gave us a great starting point as player-coach, Redick said. I think our first conversation when he flew into LA that night, he wants to be coached, he wants to be held accountable. He's expressed to me and what I've expressed to him is very similar. I want to bring out the best version of Luka and that's what he wants for me. That's the partnership going forward. That's the expectation and that's sort of the baseline of what we're trying to do. Let's try to bring out the best version of Luka and hopefully win a championship doing that. This pairing will have a full year to work together next season, which should scare everyone else in the NBA. Not only will Luka improve as a Laker, but Redick understands he can get a lot better as a coach. With Luka ready to absorb all the information Redick is willing to instill in him, this collaboration has a great chance of dominating the league for years. LeBron James admits Anthony Edwards figured out Lakers' defensive schemes. LeBron James breaks down how Anthony Edwards cracked the Lakers' defense and matured into a true playoff star. In the wake of the Los Angeles Lakers' early playoff exit at the hands of the Minnesota Timberwolves, LeBron James took a moment on his Mind the Game podcast with Steve Nash to reflect on what went wrong and gave Anthony Edwards his due for figuring it out. He's improved so much with his playmaking. And you've seen him make the jump, just from last year's playoff run all the way to just one playoff series right there. He was super patient. Even when we were getting up in the gaps, and sometimes we would double him, sometimes we would smoke, sometimes we would just be up in the gaps, just trying to make him think, And we did. He had one quote where he was like, "Their defense is confusing and making me think." And he figured it out, So I commend him, man. He grew throughout our series that I think is going to benefit him throughout the rest of this run. We wanted to try to change pitches on him as much as possible because you don't ever give one player, no great players, one steady diet of the same thing. But, even when you try to double him, his ability to erase double teams, to split double teams, to get creative, and he's still strong too. So it's not like he's a frail guy where you can double him and be super aggressive with him and get him on. He's learned over time. But he's strong. He has a low center of gravity. He has a great handle. He can shoot the ball extremely well.